Is this a car? Or is it a go-kart?
Are all your dreams coming true right now, Robert? You get to drive a Prius.
Oh boy. Is this how you start it?
Yeah.
You push a button. It's like
Take it off.
It's like turning on a light switch.
Okay, it's on. The engine doesn't start when you turn on the car.
It didn't start. There's no key. How do you operate this thing?
No. You just turned it off.
There you go.
So, Robert, what's with your hatred or mockery of Priuses?
It's not that I hate them. I do enjoy mocking them. It's like they're not real cars. They're like cars for middle schoolers. People who want to drive, but they haven't really gotten a license yet.
Have you ever seen a smart car?
A smart car.
Yeah.
I've seen them. I haven't been in one. Aren't they the little bitty ones?
Yeah.
They put them in a dryer and shrunk them?
Yeah. Shrunken Prius.
And they lost the other half of them, like sock.
Gosh, when you accelerate, it's like it barely moves. You need to pull out in front of something.
Okay, so Robert, I went to our trusty Facebook group and Instagram and asked people for some non-serious questions that they have for you. So are you ready for some questions?
Maybe.
Okay, if you could be any fish, what fish would you be?
I would be a striped bass in the local lakes because they devour all the other fish.
Okay, what is the first random fact that pops into your head?
Grass. I'm looking at grass.
That's not a fact. That's
Well, it
like
just randomly
an
popped
object.
in my head.
Well, what's a fact about grass?
The fact about grass, it's eternal. No.
How often do you eat chips and not tell Michelle?
Oh, almost daily.
What did you look like as a teenager? Photo must be included in the answer. I can pop up a photo.
Oh, I had a lot of hair. I had wavy hair.
Really?
In fact, I say that I used to have waves and now I just have beach as a hairstyle. But I did, and it was sort of blondish.
Really?
I was really cool, in fact.
I'm totally inserting a picture right here.
There is one, you'll have to see it.
What's your favorite dad joke?
Dad joke was that one?
Like a joke that only dads would say. Well, and Hannah. I have a lot of dad jokes.
I probably don't know how to answer that question.
You hear my favorite joke?
What?
When I found out that my toaster was waterproof, I was shocked.
See, that's
It's so good.
that's kind of humor my wife would laugh at. That I think is, who would laugh at that?
Me, I have said that joke like 1,000 times, and I
Yeah.
still laugh every single time.
Yeah, my wife would like that. I tell it to her. I'm sure she'll laugh.
So, tell me about Wendy's and your experience with Michelle and Wendy's.
Well, Wendy's is my favorite fine food dining establishment. In fact, the first time Michelle ever came to visit Kingsport, because she lived in a different state when we were dating, I took her to Wendy's for our first evening meal. Now, I did this for several reasons. One, she was 2 hours late arriving, so I canceled the other plan that I had. Two, I just was testing her to see if she was really after me or after something else, my assets. But it turned out that Wendy's was the perfect place. She was overwhelmed by the quality of food, loved Wendy's, and on top of that, she asked me to marry her just a few weeks later. So Wendy's is my favorite place. We're now circling Wendy's. In fact, on our anniversaries, it's always a good idea for me to just drive through the parking lot of Wendy's and say, Michelle, this is what did it, right from the start.
What do you think her version of the story would be?
Well, it might be a little different. She doesn't seem to remember that part about her asking me to marry her, but that's the way I remember it. And I believe she was wondering why on earth I was taking her to Wendy's. I believe she even thought, maybe it is a test. She also thought, what have I gotten myself into?
And she still married you.
Yeah, but now whenever I bring up going to Wendy's, she says no. She really does.
Okay, I have something for us to do. Can you get it out?
Oh no.
This might go under the category of pastoral abuse.
I may not do this.
And tech guy abuse.
I may not do it.
Terrible.
We're all going to eat one of these pieces of candy.
Oh, wait, let me see what it is.
It's just a little sour.
I hate sour things.
Great. What flavor do you want? Do you want watermelon?
Why am I eating it?
Entertainment purposes.
What
We're
do
all
they
going
call
to eat one.
Warheads?
Yeah, just a little warhead.
Why? What do they do?
We're just all going to eat one at the same time.
Are you going to eat one, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Do you want
Let me see
watermelon?
this thing.
I'm going to go watermelon.
Extreme sour.
What do you want?
What if I throw up
For that,
on
honestly.
camera?
You can open the door. And Tim would love it if you threw up in his Prius.
Yeah, I bet he would.
Hey, you have to keep it in.
I have to keep it in. What if I'm going to open the door? No, I won't open the window in case I have to spit.
We ready?
Wait, no, mine won't open. My hands are so old I can't open the wrapper. Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I'm dying.
Who would actually eat these things? Oh, that's awful.
This is inhumane.
Oh gosh.
But I've got it in. I didn't spit it out.
Okay, another question. Now this one got the most like comments and responses and stuff. Have you ever missed that single step on stage while teaching? I have a fear of you missing that step.
I don't think I've ever missed it. I have come close a couple of times. And I have to admit this. There was one weekend I was dizzy for some reason. There was something causing me for like several days to be a little dizzy. And so that weekend when I taught, I stayed several feet back away from the edge of the step because I knew if I got too close, I might have a problem. And I've actually had many other people tell me that they are concerned that I'm going to fall down the steps.
Yeah, some people are saying that they're praying for you, that you don't. During the service.
Well, it keeps them alert. Although I have to tell this, I had a guest speaker one time who did fall off the step. He was doing the announcements, I think, and he stepped off without even realizing it. He didn't fall completely. He caught himself. He came to me later and said he realized how hard it was to actually do that.
Those pants that you have worn that look like they have zippers and can become shorts. Do you ever wear them as shorts and when?
Yes. Now, most often it's away from church and other settings. Sometimes it's very intentional that I wear them someplace where I know that later in the day I may want to turn into shorts. And the perfect example was the Pentecost service at Dobbins Bennett. When I spoke, they were actually long pants. But later it got so hot there that I unzipped my knees and took the lower portions off. And in fact, the other pastor, Derek, was a little jealous. He told me afterwards, he said,
I did notice that. I'm like, he unzipped his knees.
yeah.
What exactly do you say when you hit your thumb with a hammer?
Well, I don't cuss anymore. I really don't. I mean, it's not a spontaneous reaction. Usually it's a very painful, nonsensical word. Like, oh, or something like that.
Okay, I think this is one of my favorite questions. Have you ever tried playing pickleball with an actual pickle?
No. Although people make fun of pickleball because of its name, but it's really a very manly game, a macho type of undertaking, even though it's called pickleball.
Play pickleball with an actual pickle? If somebody gave you one?
No. It would be
Okay, if you played with a
impossible.
pickle, would the pickle be a ball or would the pickle be the racket?
Oh.
You could play with a pickle as a racket, but you couldn't play with a pickle as a ball.
What if you were eating pickles while playing pickleball?
People have probably done that.
It's Inception.
It wouldn't be as bad as this sour thing you made me eat.
Oh, you can guess who asked this question. Who's your favorite keyboard player at church?
My favorite keyboard player? Well, there've been a long list of outstanding keyboard players, but I would say currently it's Ashton Brown.
Ding, 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 ding. How long have you been the pastor at Celebration?
Well, I have been at Celebration for about 21 years. I have been on the staff as an employee for about 16 years, or maybe a little bit longer. And I've been the lead pastor for 14 years.
Also, can we note that Tim has his clock 5 minutes ahead?
It probably doesn't help him, though.
Oh, I hate that.
When I was talking to him, we're borrowing Tim's car. He's on staff at Celebration. And I was asking him if we could borrow his car. And he was saying that after Robert drives it, that you're probably going to want to buy a Prius.
Yeah. Well, it's not quite as bad as I thought it would be. It whirs, though. It's instead of roaring like an engine, it whirs like a cat.
Yeah. But gas mileage. Okay, how many miles per gallon does this car get?
My guess is 50.
What's your guess, Robert?
42 and a half.
I'm gonna guess 63.
And the answer is?
58 in the city, 53 on the highway.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That's almost as good as my Suburban.
How much is your Suburban get?
Just take a digit off. It averages 15 miles to the gallon.
Ooh! Another question someone asked is, how are the neighborhood cows doing?
Well, the neighborhood cows are like my best friends. Like, we talk to each other from time to time. Now, I know that may sound weird, like I'm hearing voices, I'm talking to cows, but they actually moo at me and communicate with me. And we're buddies. So, everybody should have cows in their neighborhood.
Well, should we go see the cows?
We should go see the cows. Mmm. 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 Moo. Moo. You're the big guy, aren't you? You're a good big guy. You're a good big guy. Okay, we're done. We're done. Game over.